Success looks good on the outside, but what people don't always see is the discipline, the mindset, and the decision it takes to build something meaningful over time. Tonight's guest is someone who understands that success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become in the process. So tonight, we're talking about leadership, purpose, and the journey behind building a lasting legacy. Let's get into it. Smoking Ice begins now.
Smoke and Ice with Kelly Allen. This is the podcast where you're not only informed, but entertained. Sit back, relax, and remember, where there's smoke, there's fire. And you can't chill without ice. Now, here's your host, Kelly Allen.
You have now entered into another episode of Smoking Ice, where smoke meets sophistication and ice meets intensity. I'm Kelly, and tonight I'm hosting solo for a powerful conversation. My guest and now guests tonight are leaders, visionaries, and people who have represented growth through experience, discipline, and purpose. They've built the reputation through consistency, insight, and commitment to evolving not just professionally, but personally. Their journey reflects what it really means to stay grounded while continuing to grow. Tonight, we're diving into the mindset, leadership, personal growth, and what it takes to build something that lasts. Please help me to Smoke and Ice switch. And I've got founding members. I've got Greg Williams. So please, Greg, because again, I didn't know who I was going to have today. So please introduce everyone that we have on today. Thank you. Thank you for being on.
My original member, and more recently, a number of 23 years of Neely Dixon.
Nice. We want to go ahead and get started with the foundation of Switch. So let's start at the beginning. What experiences shaped? Well, first of all, what shaped the group? How did you get started?
Philip tells it better than I do.
Okay.
Actually, it was Greg's vision, and I'll tell you how we met. I was 16 years old. I'm from Akron, Ohio. They're from Grand Rapids. But Greg, Jody, Bobby, they were in a group called White Heat, and recorded an album on RCA Records. Actually, back up, they were called the TNT Flashers, and then they went to California. Met Barry White. He changed their name to White Heat. And I had their album. And then they end up in Akron, Ohio. I'm like, why are they in Akron, Ohio? I was glad they did. And at that time, the bass player stayed with Barry White. But then Tommy DeBarge ended up joining White Heat. So I met Greg, Bobby, Tommy, and Jody when I was like 16 years old. So we became friends. Our group started doing shows with them, our local group. And Eddie Flood and I was in the local group. And then about a year or so after, maybe 2 years, Greg approached me and he felt that White Heat had accomplished everything they can do. So he had this vision of a group. He said, first they got to look good. And his reasoning was, go ahead, Greg, tell your reasoning.
Because girls don't scream.
And then he said they have to be able to sing lead and background and also play more than one instrument.
Okay.
And that's how we began. Actually, at the time, Bobby was not with us. There was a guy named R&B Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
And we did our demo in Columbus, Ohio, 8 songs. Greg and Jody came out to California, ran into Jermaine Jackson in the Motown building, visiting an attorney that had helped with their contract for RCA. And when they were getting on the elevator, Jermaine and Hazel Jackson ended up getting on the elevator. And he got off on the 5th floor. They went down and said, "Oh man, we should have gave him a tape." And they went back. Jermaine was looking for something to play in his car. I should say in his Rolls Royce. And he was nice enough to listen to our music. Called them the next day and said, "Hey, what's happening?" Greg said, "We don't have a deal." Hazel was having Jermaine Jr. at the hospital. Jermaine invited Greg and Jody Sims up to the hospital to talk about a deal for this group.
Nice.
And yeah, one last thing. R&B Haynes decided not to come. And that's when Greg said, "Hey, right now Bobby is clean. What do you guys think?" And of course, talent-wise, we're like, yeah. And there you go. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, because everyone created that sound that we all know and that we all love. You know, you can't hear a song now and not remember, exactly the energy that you all gave. I mean, even now, I'll still throw on a song and that's my jam. Like I'm going to listen to it. And see, a lot of people say, but I'm not going to tell nobody my age, but I've been in love with music from the time that I could start to understand what music was. So when I hear good music, I know good music. And you guys were amongst those favorites that always played over and over and over again for me. So what was that defining moment where you realized that, and even though you said, Greg said, "Don't nobody scream for ugly people." What was that defining moment that you had to switch from White Heat over to becoming Switch? Because it was a switch, so it makes sense. You switched over.
Quite frankly, White Heat, most of the guys in White Heat were older than the guys, foremost. And second of all, we had real big influence at a point. It kind of gave me ideas as to what could be better. I would walk into a record company, we needed a record company to get together. And so Philip shared with you, I had 3 records that I needed. Definitely young, good looking. And from that point, I'm hearing my echo. That's why I'm having trouble communicating. But anyway, from that point, it was developing and it grew and it became what it is now. Fortunately, over the past 40 years, our music continues to play. These old folks keep sampling it. Right now, I'm going to Allen.
And I don't want to interrupt you for a second, but your feed is just a little bit, it's going in and out.
Yes,
so I want to make sure we get all of that.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Problem because of that echo phone. I don't know what to do with that though. But anyway, what I was sharing is that like, even now I am headed to LA as the winner of top song for ASCAP. When the song is 30 for 30, like and Scissor, now resampling our music.
Right.
Resample like all the.
Yeah, because it was a great song. Who doesn't want to sample that one? So where did your discipline come from? Where did that start? Because you were all young.
As a kid. I was determined from age playing what I was going to do. And I was blessed to feel. Of course, there's distractions and changes and things that you grew from, but for the discipline came from the very beginning. I could do this. Fortunately, that was another quick. may have guys who like mom that believe it was that much. And that's what made it.
When you're young, if you're reaching for something, and when Jermaine said you guys got the deal, and so we did our first album, went platinum, and it was like, okay, that don't mean we're done.
Right.
We were looking for longevity, so we kept going, and even after Switch left Motown, we parted ways, but we came back, and we've all done other things, and and here we are 50 years later.
Wow.
So longevity, that was the discipline.
Wow. And so was this always your vision of where you thought you would be, or how things would go?
I got to be honest with you. I think what we accomplished in that 5 years, it exceeded my expectations. Because now I know for a fact, leave this planet, I will have the rest of the mark we could do. That Switch will have the mark that will go on and on and on and on. Or beyond our grandkids and So it exceeded initial.
Yeah. My daughter's just turned 19 and she knows who Switch is. I made sure she knew who Switch was.
That's great.
So every journey comes with obstacles. What were some of the biggest challenges that you guys faced along the way?
Oh, God. Typical entertainment obstacle. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Listen, you said a mouthful.
Okay. Not to mention, I won't say horrible, but I won't say bad business. Bad business because we did not get our pop milk out, and I ain't beating it on. I'm just calling it for what it is.
And I just had that conversation earlier is that, we get so caught up in what's going on in the fame and the lights and the women and or men or who, however, for me as a female, men and you guys as men, women, we forget to read what is actually being given to us, because they sell us the fame. They sell us everything else. But then at the end, we've got to figure out how we can make it where we still have that legacy later on financially, because a lot of people have gotten the shaft, and it's only because we don't know. And so I'm glad that you finally got your recognition, whether it was 2021, it was long overdue, but I'm glad that you got it at that time. So those challenges, how did those help you shape who you are today? All of you. I want to hear from everybody. Because Akil, I see you're a little quiet over there. I want to hear from you.
This is their story. So I'm happy to be quiet.
Listen, it's their story, but they felt confident enough in you to bring you in. So it's becoming your story because you're continuing it on. So there's something that you have to add.
Well, in the last 23 years that I've been with these guys, it's just been a wonderful, fun, rewarding ride.
Nice.
That's all you got to say?
Listen, well, you know what? I would be the same way if y'all brought me in. I'd be like, look, I'm just happy to be here.
That's right.
I would be the same way. So I get it totally. But from the rest of you, what has all of the things that you've been through, all the things that you've learned, how's it shaped you today and what you're continue on in?
Well, I'll speak because growing up in Akron, Ohio, all we saw at the time was, being in a group, being successful. You move to California, you meet songwriters that have these huge careers, session singers that have, and so after Switch had left Motown, Greg and them had went to a Total Experience with 3 members of Switch and some new guys. Me and a guy named Zane Giles, we went to Quest Records, and my brother James had already got doing the Dude album. He just started just in 100 Ways. So I did that Dude tour, but after that, I started doing a bunch of recording sessions, bunch of commercials, bunch of movies, and I was like, oh, It's a whole nother life. So I wasn't aware of that in Akron, Ohio. But when you watch a movie and there's music, somebody had to sing it or somebody had to write it. And so that shaped the career. And then when we got back together, it's been records and everything. And Greg was doing production stuff for other people as well. So we got to do really the whole gamut of the industry. Matter of fact, Greg did manage, but I didn't do manage. I'm not a good adult babysitter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but my brother Greg is.
Got you. We're going to take a quick break because we wouldn't be smoking ice without talking about the smoke and the ice. So let's talk about this week's bourbon. This week, we're featuring Four Roses Bourbon, a name that carries both history and craftsmanship. Founded in the late 1800s, Four Roses has built a reputation for producing smooth, approachable bourbons with a unique blending process. What makes them stand out is their use of multiple mash bills and yeast strains, allowing them to create a range of flavor profiles that are both consistent and complex. On the nose, Four Roses typically opens with floral notes, light fruit, and a touch of honeyed sweetness. On the palate, it delivers smooth layers of caramel, vanilla, and soft spice with a balanced, easy drinking character that appeals to both new bourbon drinkers and seasoned enthusiasts. Now, most bourbons, I digress for just a second, they have the same flavor profile because that's what makes a bourbon. But what makes it different is the differences in each bourbon style and how they make it. The finish is clean, mellow, and slightly sweet, making it a bourbon that doesn't overwhelm, but still leaves a lasting impression. It's the kind of bourbon that reminds you sometimes balance is what makes something truly exceptional. This one is exceptional. So let's go ahead and pour it. Feel awkward having to pour my own bourbon. But I love it. Here's to you all. Cheers. And I haven't had Four Roses in a while. I'm not going to even lie, because you stick to your favorites, right? And I'm reminded that this is a really, really great bourbon. It's very smooth. It's not harsh. It doesn't burn. Whether you do it neat or on the rocks, it's something that you can just enjoy. And I feel that everything that the bourbon describes, all the flavor notes, everything, it comes and it once it touches your tongue and it hits your palate, you feel all of that. And it's really great. Some people just don't care. They just want to drink the bourbon and that's what it is. But for those who really appreciate a good bourbon, this is among those that if you really don't want to spend that much money, but you also want a great bourbon, I like Four Roses. And with this one not being the regular, this is small batch Four Roses. So it is a little bit more special because it's not made for the masses. It is only a few bottles that are made out of every batch because they want to give you everything that I just explained in this bottle right here. So this is really good. I like it. Alrighty. So guess what? Now it's time for the smoke. And pairing perfectly with tonight's is our featured cigar, Zen by Nesh Patel, provided by our cigar partner, as always, Joker Smoker. Listen, if you are in the Triangle area, Joker Smoker has 2 locations right here in Raleigh. And if you're in the area, I highly recommend you stop by. I can't say this enough. The staff is great, very knowledgeable, and they really take the time to help you find exactly what fits your taste and experience level. And if they don't have it and you're going to be here for a while, they will order it to make sure that you have it. That's just how amazing they are. So shout out to Ali, shout out to the staff, shout out to everyone there. I go into one location more than the other, so some people know me, some people don't, but know that I appreciate everything that you do for everyone who is, whether they're an enthusiast or somebody that's new to wanting to smoke cigars, you make sure that their experience is great. So let's get back to the cigar. Now, the Zen cigar delivers a refined, modern smoking experience. It's smooth, complex, and well-balanced, which is important. Balance is important because sometimes cigars can have more of one thing than the other. This has notes of cream, earth, and a subtle touch of spice. It's not a cigar that rushes you. It invites you to slow down, settle into the moment, and really enjoy the experience. And that's important for us, right? The world moves too fast, but if a cigar can make you slow down, it's time to slow down. And when you pair that with the smooth, balanced profile of Four Roses, it creates a combination that feels intentional, not overpowering, but complete. So if you make your way to Joker Smoker, make sure you let them know Smoking Ice sent you. And as always, enjoy responsibly. Listen, this is what Smoking Ice is all about. Great conversation of smooth bourbon and perfectly paired cigars. Because when everything comes together like this, it's not just something you enjoy, it's something you remember. So let's remember together. It's time to light up. And if you have yours, if you've got some, something in the comment that you want to put, if you like this one, if you don't like it, I want to hear your comments. So please do it. And I feel like this could be a part of that everyday smoke, that just chilling in your backyard on your patio, watching the sunset, or early in the morning, grabbing your favorite cup of coffee. If that's what you do, tea, it doesn't matter. But this cigar right here, it pulls really well. It does. But you know what? If I don't get back to this great conversation, you all will miss out. Smoking Ice continues next.
Hi, I'm Kelly Allen. Join me each weekday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for Midday Energy Rush on Positive365.net. I'll bring you all your favorite music from every genre and every decade, plus comedy and positive thoughts all in one place. Go to Positive365.net and you won't be disappointed. That's Positive365.net. We're positively different.
Positively different.
So it sounds like, Greg, you've always been the leader and you've developed that presence as a leader. And that's why people lean on you, that you can manage other people. You can do this. What does leadership mean to you personally?
At this point in my life, direction and guidance, but I didn't intend to be a leader per se. I just knew what I could do, so I took the action. And along with the action came the different responsibilities and additional believers in me. And since then, I have married God. I have a production. I used to manage Elder Bar, SWV, and other acts.
Wow.
I do logistics, and I think my whole thing is true. I don't want to go today without accomplishing something new. And so that's what I get to be a leader all over.
And so with that being said, do you feel like that's what separates a good leader from a great one?
Which?
You just wanting to experience something new and always making sure that, things are moving forward.
And different individuals mean different things. See, Barry White was my mom at one point in time. And his leadership was saying, get the job done and do my back. I ain't gonna beat Barry up, but the extent of it from my own experience, Very well being the leader of the amazing things that the company did.
Mm-hmm.
So,
gotcha.
And my capacity as leader at SWITCH, I lead by example.
Gotcha. And that's the best thing to do, for all of you, leading by example. All of you have a position, and you actually influence the new artists that are coming up, that are trying to create their voice, that are trying to create that sound, and even borrowing from your sound, because you guys had a great thing and still do, but they recognize that and they want to grab hold of it. And so with that being said, what do you think about legacy and what does that mean to you?
That's the most important thing we try to do. And at this point in time, we've done it all. With reference to career, what was sharing with you all the individual things we've done.
You see, I got these records up here.
Yes.
Another act that I'm
Pretty much the gap of what can be done. Legacy is the most to me at this point. Our legacy is music, and it should be mine and good. You know, without that,
So what I want to know from each one of you, what do you want people to say about the impact that you've made so far? Whether it's been from 50 years ago,
High schools and stuff where they have you come in when they're having music day. And what's interesting, these young kids got these visions of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish. But one of the questions I asked them, I said, what do you think is going to give you longevity? You need confidence. You need to believe in yourself. So what's the difference between confidence and cocky? And they answered correctly. They're like 13, 14. I said, now which one do you think is going to give you longevity? And they all said the confident. Very good. Because you can be cocky, and at a point, some people's like, you know what? I don't care how great he is. I'm tired of working with him. So when you can have longevity and people still enjoy working with you, you've accomplished a lot.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Anyone else?
You know, I just hope that for everyone who grew up loving Switch's music and that they've attached that music to some of the best memories of their lives, I hope that they can come out to a Switch show, listen to us perform, and I hope it takes them right back to their best memories, their best moments, that high school dance, that girl they had a crush on. And I hope that, we can just continue to give people those good feelings.
Listen, I'm listening to you say that, and I'm like, look, I got plenty of memories. I love I have plenty. Yes.
What? You weren't speechless.
Look, I'm waiting. Was someone about to ask me a question?
I said share an experience.
Oh, share an experience. Oh my gosh. No, it was, growing up, and again, I don't want to give too much away, but hearing certain songs, and you're thinking about, like, I wish a guy, would feel that way about me, because I was fairly young, a little bit younger than you all. But it's just that feeling that you get when you hear it, and when it plays on the radio now, it just takes you back to when I remember the feeling I had, and when I liked that boy in that class, and I was hoping that he, said some of the things that y'all was saying in the music to me. It's just a whole bunch, but it's. Listen, I can't give too much. We got to keep some stuff secret. So
well, that's what music can do, right?
Yeah,
it can take you right back.
It can take you right back. You're like, I remember when. So what are the hard truths about success that people don't want to hear? There's so many people that want to be famous, right? You see so many people on social media, and they've got their following, but there's hard truths that they just don't know about. And when it hits hard. So what are some of those hard truths?
Okay, let's start here. It's called the entertainment business. It's called the music business. The key word there is business is placed in somebody's face. And if it's not you, but your talent is being employed, something's wrong. So what an artist needs to know, either learn the business or get somebody by your side that learns the business, learn the music.
Right.
And that way, all bases are covered. Other than that, you lose in this form. That's a hard. Yeah. Another hard thing is every minute somebody's going better than you are. So you have to work your butt off to maintain. It ain't you can put up and look for the camera and be and not work. You got to work at it. Competition is everything out.
Right.
It is so crucial that you do this. But more important than that, I think, that's a person, is being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get bored rolling, or they can get slammed in your face. You can be the one that's talking about in the morning and the one that thought about yesterday. All in how personable you are and how you attitude.
Right.
There's some extreme audience out there, and they get out there, but that is not the rule.
Mm-hmm.
The rule is the nice guy, or at least the level-headed guy,
Right.
gets through.
Yeah. So is there anything that any of you had to unlearn, because as time changes and things and processes and sounds evolved, is there anything that you had to unlearn for today?
Technically, the same rules apply. The only thing that's changed is technology. Like, for instance, with recording, you don't really have tape anymore. You have a lot of digital. And so there's little learning curves. But your same work ethic, regardless of the technology, should be the same.
Okay.
And the one other thing I was going to say to add to what Greg was saying, he's talking about being a nice person. This is what I found. If music defines who you are, and then it's gone away, who are you? So you already have to be someone. Like when people, I'll tell you, when I came to California, I love basketball. I was playing basketball. And they're like, what do you do? I said, well, I sing. We just got signed to Motown. Nobody knew us. So a year later, They'll Never Be comes out. Same guys I've been playing with. And they were like, oh man, here come Philip Ingram Switch. I said, no. I said, I was Philip Ingram when y'all met me a year ago. Just because we got a record out, I'm still Philip Ingram. That's part of the band I'm with. I couldn't let it define me, because if so, and like when Switch wasn't no longer with Motown, it's like, who am I? No. So that's another thing though. You got to be able to continue regardless, because it is a ruthless business.
Yeah, it is. And I like the humbleness, because you were who you were before this. That's just what you do, not who you are. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, is you are not what you have become. You've always been this person, and that person is going to carry you on to those boardrooms, into those areas where you're trying to extend yourself. And if you don't have that person, if you're just holding on to who you are right here, then you're not going to last very long. You're going to fall. Yeah.
And that's why Greg and I have been together for 52 years. Because teenagers when we met. And we're still together.
Yeah. You know what's amazing to me, and I don't want to go too far off of that, but
yes, you do.
You guys, you guys were teenagers when you started. That is such a heavy, I don't want to call it a burden because it was a blessing, but that's such a heavy weight to carry at that age and still have the humility that you have right now. Most people lose that. If anyone wants to reach out to anyone individually, what's your social media? What's that?
The group is switchentertainmentworld.com. That's for the whole band. And then I have philipingram.org. And also I have a YouTube channel, which is the Philip Ingram channel.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. Those are the main two.
Well, I appreciate for you all for sharing your journey and your perspective tonight. Conversations like this remind us that success isn't just about where you end up. It's about how you grow along the way. And more importantly, who you become in the process. To everyone watching and listening, thank you for joining us for another episode of Smoking Ice. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, because if you don't, I can't be here, and I love being here with you. As always, I'm Kelly.
I'm Greg Williams.
I'm Philip Ingram.
And I'm Akili Nixon.
Until next time, let's spark something real.
Smoke and ice, twice as nice. I'm your vice. Smoke and ice.
We hope you've enjoyed Smoke and Ice with Kelly Allen. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend so they too can be informed and entertained. For more information about the show, go to smokeandice.net.